Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5:30, and I will call this regular meeting of the Burnsville City Council to order. It is our tradition to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have announcements this evening for our upcoming meetings, and we have two proclamations, and then we have one of the most enjoyable and celebratory events for us here at the city. So upcoming meetings, regular council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, November 19th. That meeting has been canceled because we don't have a quorum. We have a meeting on Tuesday, December 3rd at 5:30 p.m. We have a work session scheduled for Tuesday, November 12th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, November 26th at 5:30 p.m. We also have a work session that is scheduled for a strategic visioning process, and that's scheduled for Thursday, November 14th, and that will be at 1 p.m. And then we also have another strategic visioning process on Wednesday, December 4th, and that will be at 6 p.m. So our budget meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, November 12th at 5:30 p.m. And then we adopt the tax levy and budget on Tuesday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. And the public is invited to all of our meetings, and they're all held here in the council chambers. We have two proclamations before we get to our Community Builders Award. The first one is America Recycles Day. Whereas the City of Burnsville is committed to developing a sustainable community by enhancing economic opportunities and community well-being while protecting and restoring our natural environment. And whereas recycling and buying recycled products are a part of the strategy for a sustainable community because recycling protects our environment, is a wise use of our natural resources, and supports the economic well-being of our nation. Whereas participating in America Recycles Day 2019 is one way citizens can help raise awareness about the need to reduce waste by recycling and buying recycled products. Now, therefore, I, Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim Friday, November 15, 2019, to be America Recycles Day, and call upon all of our residents of the City of Burnsville to join in the celebration of this important date by doing your part and recycling your old shoes and other items. All types of shoes will be accepted in any condition at the Burnsville Ice Center Monday, November 11th through Sunday, November 17th. The shoes will either be reused or recycled into new products, and proclaim this fifth day of November 2019. The next proclamation is for Small Business Saturday. Whereas, according to the U.S. Small Business Administration, there are over 30 million small businesses in the United States, and they are responsible for 64.9% of net new jobs created from 2000 to 2018. And whereas small businesses employ 47.3% of the employees in the private sector, and whereas 96% of consumers who plan to shop on Small Business Saturday said the day inspires them to go to small, independently owned retailers or restaurants that they have not been to before or would not have otherwise tried. And whereas 92% of companies planning promotions on Small Business Saturday said the day helps their businesses stand out during the busy holiday shopping season. And whereas the City of Burnsville supports and celebrates our local small businesses that create jobs and boost our local economy. Now therefore, I, Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim November 30th, 2019 as Small Business Saturday and urge my fellow citizens to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. Proclaim this 4th day of November 2019. And now I'm going to move to the dais on that side for our Community Builders Award. Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the council, tonight the City of Burnsville is proud to announce again that we will be presenting our annual Community Builders Award. And it has been 13 years. We started this in 1998, so it's 20. So in 1998,
21 years.
so we're doing the math. 21 years. 21 years.
Yeah.
I looked down, I said, we started this in 1998, so it's been 21 years that we celebrate the people in our community who give back and do great things to make our community what it is today. And along with that, to be a community builder, one of the things that I also do is to celebrate that you have made a difference. And there is a symbol for making a difference, and that is the starfish. And so for receiving the Community Builders Award, you will also receive a starfish, which will remind you that you make a difference. So what is the story about making a difference and why the starfish? The story is by Lauren Isley, and it is about a gentleman who lives by the seashore. And every morning it is his practice to walk along the seashore early in the morning. One morning as he went to walk along the beach, he saw that the beach was just littered with starfish. And as he walked, he saw out into the distance someone who appeared to be dancing. And as he got closer, he saw that it was a young woman, and she was going over to a gunny sack, pulling out something and skipping and throwing it into the ocean. And he said, "What are you doing?" And the young girl said, "I'm throwing starfish." He looked back where he came from and said, "You can't possibly make a difference. The sun is rising and it's going to just kill all of them." And she went over to her gunny sack, pulled out another starfish, and threw it into the ocean and said it made a difference to that one. You see, each and every one of us make a difference each and every day of our lives. And it can be as simple as a smile, an act of kindness, a thank you, or have a nice day. You probably won't even know, but even those simple words or that act of kindness could have helped that person make their day a better day, and you have made a difference. So Burnsville has recognized community builders every year, presenting awards to individuals, groups, or businesses that have helped make a lasting impact in our community and to the quality of life of those who live here in Burnsville. And ladies and gentlemen, you all belong here. This year, on behalf of the City Council, I'm proud to present 12 Community Builders Awards. And I'd like to ask the winners, when your name is called, to come up here, and you'll be presented with a Community Builders Award, and then I would ask if you would allow me to pin you, and we would have a photo individually. But after everyone has received the award, I'm going to also ask the recipients to all come back, and then we'll have one big photograph with everybody. So we will begin. It is our small way of saying thank you to all of you, wonderful people who give back to our community and make the community of Burnsville what it is. So, Amber Cameron. Since moving to Burnsville in 2010, Amber has been highly involved in the community. And as chair of the International Festival of Burnsville, Amber puts in countless hours to ensure that the community has a successful day celebrating Burnsville's diverse community. In her role over the last several years, she has led the committee and event to new heights, increasing attendance and revenues. Amber pours her heart and soul into making sure every detail of the festival operates smoothly so that the community can enjoy a great day at Nicollet Commons Park. Amber also serves as a commissioner on the Ames Center Advisory Commission from 2014 to 2019. She was appointed to serve on Dakota County Extension Committee in 2012 and became an inaugural member of the Fairview Ridges Parent and Family Advisory Council in 2016. Amber is a great asset to our Burnsville community and is very deserving of being named Community Builder. And Amber, and if the council could please join me so that we can, I'm going to give you this, but may I pin you?
My lapel is thick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So, there you go. Take it, and take a box for your award.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. And the next award goes to Anab Abto. Anab, there she is. Good to see you, Anab. For more than 6 years, Anab has personally taken on an advocacy and educational role for Burnsville students, parents, and educators. As an educational assistant at Sky Oaks Elementary, Anab is praised as an invaluable part of the school staff who always has a smile, a hug, or kind word for students, parents, and colleagues. In addition, Anab proudly and happily shares her East African culture, from volunteering with Burnsville International Festival to creating displays at other local festivals. She opens doors to conversations among friends and strangers alike. Anab is one of Burnsville's strongest supporters and civic partners, in addition to being a parent, educator, and advocate. Her broad engagement has helped bridge divides, bring people together, and strengthen this great community. Thank you, Anab. We have a lot of great people here. The next award goes to Brian Ribnick. And Brian, I saw Brian. Brian has been working in the Burnsville school system since 1980. While he retired as math and science teacher in 2017, he has continued to be the school district's chess coordinator and coach of the Metcalf Middle School chess team. With Brian's help, the school district now has chess clubs at every school, making District 191 the only district in Minnesota that teaches all students how to play chess. Burnsville High School now has more state chess titles than any team in Minnesota, and more state titles than any other activity in the history of the school. In addition, Brian has led Burnsville High School to a national title and Metcalf Middle School to 31 state titles and 20 national titles. Only one school in America has won more. Thank you, Brian, for your passion and commitment. So.
should get 10 of these.
So, how about like this? Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Much better. Okay. Thank you so much. Nicely done. Now, the next award goes to Scott Hilla, Crosstown Liquor. And Mr. Hilla and Crosstown Liquor were nominated for this award by our Burnsville Fire Department. For several years, Crosstown Liquor owner Scott Hilla has supported Burnsville's public safety departments, fire and police, by generously donating kegs of 1919 root beer to be served at annual events, including the fire department open house and the police department Oktoberfest fundraiser. Not only does Crosstown Liquor donate the kegs, they are delivered and picked up after the events. Thank you, Scott and Crosstown Liquor, for supporting the initiative of our public safety responders. And Scott, you have done so much, because I know that you also help senior citizens here in town, and you do a lot of things for them, because when I go and visit them, you know, you help with their happy hour. So, and they all thank you, Scott. So, yeah, and they all talk about all of that, so thank you for all that you do. Yeah, yeah, our senior citizens like it too. Not just the fire and police. Yeah. Thank you, Scott. Our next award goes to Frontline Church. So if Reverend Sheldon and his wife Crystal, Pastor Crystal, please come forward. One of those nominators stated that, you see, all of the people who are receiving Community Builders Award tonight are being nominated by members of our community, and those nominations come to us as the city council, and then and this is why they're up here. So, but one of the nominators stated that Frontline has been the first church that I have ever seen so involved with their community. From the moment I walked in the door, I felt the love, honesty, sincerity, authenticity, caring, and raw emotion that the entire staff and pastors offer day in and day out to the city of Burnsville. Sheldon and Crystal and your church members are constantly offering to volunteer and help the city for events large and small, including parties on the plaza. Yes, sweetheart, you can come up. Yes, okay, are you okay? Yeah, you can be up here too. Yes, not just mom and dad, yes. Yes, yeah. Okay, so Sheldon, Crystal, and the church members are constantly offering volunteer help to the city for events large and small, including Party on the Plaza, the Burnsville Fire Muster, and more. You were at the International Festival. Pastor Sheldon is also part of the Burnsville Mobile Volunteer Network, and Frontline Church is also recognized for their focus on behavioral and mental health, and the way they open their doors to those in need who may feel all other doors are being closed. Thank you, Frontline Church, for going above and beyond in your support and commitment to our Burnsville community. And let's see, here you go. Yes, I know. And I'm not going to quote Daddy.
Mommy says.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, you'll be in the picture. Come.
There you go.
Yeah. The next award goes to Jack Kennelly. Where's Jack? There she is, Mr. Burnsville. Jack is preserving Burnsville's history, one document at a time. As a project volunteer for the Burnsville Historical Society, he has personally tracked down and uploaded tens of thousands of photos, news clippings, documents, and more to the Society's website, burnsvillehistory.org. Jack has been instrumental in finding and archiving pieces of Burnsville's history, from photos, family histories, historical term papers, yearbooks, news articles, and more. He then takes these items, scans them, and makes them available in a searchable format online. This allows people minutes or oceans away from Burnsville to enjoy the city's history. In addition, he is always thinking about others who might be interested in a historical treasure he digs up, sending a neat old photo or a news clipping to the city, county, chamber, Experience Burnsville, and more when he comes across something he thinks they might be interested in. Thank you, Jack. You just put something on your Facebook page about
that you liked this morning.
Yeah, yeah, really old. Yeah,
A 1932 eighth grade graduation from District 16.
Yes, and the bus just made me laugh. It was a rickety old
Pickup truck.
and the kids were hanging off of it. Oh boy, you can't do that tonight. Director Abigail, yeah, oh. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, because he's
It's too thick. Thank you.
there you go. And I forgot to tell everybody who received an award, there are boxes here for the awards so that you can. And the next is James Galbraith. So James is a former Burnsville Planning Commissioner and most recently a member of the Burnsville Community Foundation Board of Directors. Over the past 5 years on foundation boards, James has donated countless hours of design work and labor to complete the landscape and hardscape aspects of the foundation's projects. He also organized and implemented the Community Foundation's Adopt a Highway participation, overseeing the cleanup of County Road 11 for the past 4 years. James is also known for emceeing the annual winter lighting ceremony and other foundation dedication events. James is applauded as being talented, generous, and giving in his volunteer efforts for our community. Thank you, James. And I can tell you that I've seen this man at work, and after he spends 8 to 10 to 12 hours in his regular job, he's out doing things for the community. And so thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
I thought you were going to say that I clean up well.
That you do too. And thank you for everything that you do.
That's fine.
Yeah. He just wanted to. And the next one, and I know, John Savold. John was nominated by his neighbors on West 156th Street for organizing their annual Night to Unite party for several years. Alone, he coordinates a party for 100+ neighbors and has raised money for and coordinated a little free library in his neighborhood park. John's neighbors say he is always looking for fun ways to make West Buck Hill a great place to live. And thank you, John. And I know that John does so much because I get lots of emails from John on all the things that he wants to do, and follows through and does them. I said, "Go do it, John," and you get it all done. So thank you, John, for everything that you do. Good. Thank you. Thank you, John. And the next award goes to Mark and Holly Roth. And I know Holly is here. And for nearly 9 years, Mark and Holly have dedicated their time and energy to support youth by mentoring through Kids and Kinship. Since 2012, they were paired with an energetic and inquisitive 5-year-old. Nearly 7 years later, they are still with the child who is now almost 12. They get together nearly every week with their mentee. The mentee, the Roths have mentored, were referred to Kids and Kinship because of a need for opportunity, consistency, caring, and support, as well as getting connected to the community. In recent annual survey, their current mentee reported it's a very trustful and comfortable relationship where we are always trying new things. I have gained people I can trust and gain the knowledge of God's love. Mark and Holly Roth make a difference by supporting, befriending, and working with children who need confidence and support. They also volunteer in other ways, including their leadership of a community Bible study and with Feed My Starving Children. And Holly, I'm so glad you're here. And so I'm going to also make sure that you give this to your husband. Yes. May I then? Not, yeah. Yeah, not on, yeah, and not on your. Thank you so much. Thank you for your. So, and this is the mentee. Yes.
She's 13
She's
now.
13, yeah. And our next recipient is Nancy Sand. Over the past 11 years, Nancy has volunteered with the city clerk's office every week, helping implement the city's Laserfish electronic document content strategy by scanning thousands of documents, editing metadata, reviewing old documents, and even typing in old handwritten city and township minutes. She also assists with filing, mailing, scheduling, and other office tasks. Nancy has also logged more than 4,500 volunteer hours at the Minnesota Zoo over the last 11 years. She serves as an interpretive volunteer, supporting the school's mission of connecting people, animals, and natural world to save wildlife. Nancy volunteers' efforts don't stop there, as she also volunteers at her church and homeowners association. Nancy is an excellent example of a community builder, and we're glad she chose Burnsville as her home. And Nancy, I am always so pleased when I come in and see you doing all of that work, because we couldn't be where we're at today with all of the work that you have done with scanning in all of those documents that go all the way back. So thank you so, so very much. The next recipient is Nate Miller. There he is. Nate is the founder of a local nonprofit chapter that serves Burnsville and South Metro area, which provides beds for kids so they are not sleeping on the floor. His passion to serve the community and those in need is very apparent. His nonprofit's mission is no kid sleeps on the floor in our town. By leveraging community partnerships, Nate will deliver 300 beds within the South Metro area this year, many of which he will deliver himself. Nate has partnered with Lowe's, Northern Tool, and others to get funds and labor support to accomplish his organization's mission. He started this South Metro chapter 3 years ago and is now the National Director of Chapter Development. In his time, Sleep in Heavenly Peace has exploded to more than 100 chapters across the nation, including a North Metro chapter in White Bear Lake. Thank you, Nate, for all that you do for these wonderful... No kids sleep on the floor.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, that's terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I bet you that those children and those families are so happy when they see you coming with a bed.
It's like Christmas, yes.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much. And our last recipient is Tom Johnston. There he is, Mr. Johnson. Tom has been proactively picking up trash from city boulevards and medians since 2008. And we see you all around town, Mr. Johnston. Thank you. He provides his own bags and picks up litter on Burnsville Parkway from Vista View Park to Neal Park, as well as in both parks. Tom also picks up litter on County Road 42 from Burnsville Parkway to 138th Street. You can find him out several times a week with his pickup stick and bag on sunny days cleaning up our city. Tom says he is not seeking recognition, but that he does this because he cares and he wants our city to look good. That is so cool. His work is very much appreciated from the residents who live in the several neighborhoods he covers. And thank you, Tom. Tom, I'm one of those who see you, and I'm glad and privileged to see you today and to say thank you for the work that you do, because you're always out there. So thank you for making it. And you have your exercise when you're out there picking up. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so if all of the recipients, if you can all come forward now so we can have a group picture with everyone, please.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Remember the tallest person stands right in front of you.
Okay, you got everybody? Can you get everybody?
Oh, yeah. One, two, three. Do one more. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll wait, there's others. Okay. Thank you, everybody. And now we move on to the next item on our agenda, and this is for citizens' comments. This is the opportunity for anyone in the audience to address the council on an item that is not on a printed agenda and not an application form that will be coming before us at a future date. Is there anyone who wishes to address the council? Anyone who wishes to address the council? Seeing no one, we will move on. The next item is additions to the final agenda, and this is for emergency items only. Ms. Mescoli, are there any emergency items to come before the body?
There are not, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Members of the council? Thank you. The next item is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a group of items that's considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. However, an item on a consent agenda can be removed for a separate discussion and vote. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes an item on a consent agenda to be removed for a separate discussion and vote? Anyone who wishes an item to be removed for a separate discussion and vote? Ms. Mescoli?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Members of the council, I would like 4C, please, to be removed for a separate discussion and vote. And why do I want 4C to be removed for a separate discussion and vote? Because it is something for us to recognize and for our residents to recognize what wonderful work happens in the results of our AAA bond rating and the bids that we received. And I believe City Manager Mescoli, are you going to be doing that, or our Finance Director?
Madam Mayor.
To approve the balance of the council, or the consent agenda.
Yeah. There's a motion to approve the consent agenda in a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. I was just
So
really
anxious to get to the
excited
good
to
news,
get
right?
that good news out there. I'm just excited that I didn't take the vote, but okay, we have the
Let's
vote.
get to the good news.
Yeah, we got the vote for the consent agenda, and everything is good. And Ms. Dry, thank you. You can please let our residents know as well as us. I mean,
Okay, great. Yes, I am happy to announce that we had some very good bids today on our bond sale. Annually, we issue bonds for our street improvements to fund the special assessment portion of the street improvements and the utility improvements that go along with that. Additionally, every year when we do that, we look at our outstanding debt to see what can be called and refunded for interest savings if possible. So we had a bond issue for $8 million, just a little bit over $8 million today. And we had 6 bids. The winning bid was at an average for a 15-year, total 15 years, average of 1.63%, which is excellent. We're very happy with that. That will save us on the 3 issues that we refunded. That will save us over $290,000 in debt service costs over the remaining life of that debt service. So with that, I stand for questions.
any questions? I just want to thank staff, Ms. Mescoli and Ms. Dry, for the great work that staff has done for our financial management and getting us to this point. And of course, we as the council need to do our part in making sure that we take care of the assets of the community, because that's what the bonding agents look at. And because that's how we look at the value, the market value of our community. But thank you. There are things that we have control over, and there are things that we don't have control over. So thank you very much to staff. 1.6 is really good when you can see that we save the city a lot of money when we make good decisions. So with that, members of the council, a motion, unless, did you have anything to say? A motion to adopt the resolution to award the sale of the GEO improvement utility revenue and refunding bonds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Councilmember Workman makes the motion, second by Councilmember Keely. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Thank you so much. Great work. Then now we move on to the regular agenda, and the first item on the regular agenda is a public hearing, and this is a resolution to approve the contract for private development and the sale of the property to Lakeland Investment. And this item was continued from the October 22nd meeting, and presenting this evening is Mr. Nienhuis, Economic Development Coordinator. Mr. Nienhuis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The item before you is a sale of a piece of remnant property left over from the 5 and 13 interchange back in 2015. As you can see from the site map on your monitors, this parcel is landlocked. It has no access. Lakeland Investments, which owns the abutting property that has an office building on it, has offered to purchase the property. Originally, the city and the county entered into a JPA, and that JPA called for a 55-45 split of any sale of the property, but it was based on whatever was higher, the appraisal or the sale price. In this case, on this piece of property, the appraisal price is higher than the sale price. The county amended the JPA to actually make the 55-45 split be based on the sale price, as did the city council 2 weeks ago, and that has basically set the stage for this sale of this property. The offer before you is $45,000. The plan is that the developer, the Lakeland Investments, would do either an office, mixed use, or demo. What they are looking at is possibly doing a building on the 3 parcels, or possibly taking down their existing office building, platting the whole 4 parcels into one large development. Due to those differing ideas of what they might want to do, we have had in the contract, it does state that commencement of construction will start 10 years after close. That is obviously longer than we typically give, but based on them trying to decide what they want to do in the market, that's why that's in the agreement. And they will be required to complete the project within 18 months after their start. There is a provision in the contract that will not allow them to resell the property without approval of city council, so that prevents any flipping from going on with the parcel, unless, of course, something would come before council that we would actually like them to sell it, then you obviously would have that option. If there is any defaults over the 10 years in the contract, the city would retake the land and put it back up for sale. This went before the Economic Development Commission at their September meeting. They recommended approval. Staff recommends approval. I would certainly stand for any questions, and this is a public hearing.
Okay, questions for Mr. Nienhuis? Okay, thank you, Mr. Nienhuis. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Members of the council, we've been looking at these properties since the 13 and 5 interchange was completed, and so here we are, and we have someone who's interested.
Move to approve.
Councilmember Gustafson makes this motion, second by Councilmember Schultz. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Thank you. The next item is also a public hearing, and this is to approve the renewal of a currency exchange license for Burnsville check cashing. And presenting is our city clerk, Ms. Collins.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council. Burnsville Check Cashing LLC was approved for a currency exchange location back in 2017. The Minnesota statutes stipulate that the city will conduct a public hearing for any new or renewal applications. They do have a renewal application at this time. The police department has indicated there's not been any issues with this location and find no reason to object to the renewal. This is a public hearing. I stand for any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Collins? Thank you. This is a public hearing. I open the public hearing. Anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Members of the council, your pleasure.
Motion for approval?
Councilmember Workman makes the motion.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Gustafson. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. The next item is also a public hearing, and this is a resolution to vacate roadway and drain easement at 13720 Country Place in 704 East 138th Street as dedicated on the plat of Country Place Edition. And presenting this evening is Ms. Desrud, our city engineer. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. So this is the location of the proposed easement vacation. It's 2 properties off of McAndrews and Country Place. On the left is the aerial photo, and then the right shows the plat that they were dedicated on. It's from 1959. Here's a little closer view of the plat. The roadway easement is 30 feet wide, and the drainage easement is 10 feet wide with a space in between. That's sort of substandard, not normally what we'd see. We have no need for these easements any longer. We're not planning a road here. We have no utilities in the easements, and there's no private utilities in the easements. And that's showing what those easements look like on top of the aerial photo. So staff recommendation is to vacate the 30-foot road easement and the 10-foot drain easement, and then dedicate a standard, would be, if it were platted today, a standard 5-foot easement on either side of the common property line and a 10-foot easement along the street frontage. And I stand for questions.
Any questions for Ms. Desrud? No. Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Anyone who wishes to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Members of the council, your pleasure.
Move to approve.
Second.
Councilmember Keeley makes a motion, second by Councilmember Workman. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Thank you very much. The next item is 5D, and this is to review and approve the Experience Burnsville 2020 Organizational Goals, Marketing Plan, and Budget. And presenting this evening is the Executive Director for Experience Burnsville, Amy Burrell. Ms. Burrell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Good evening. This is my 14th presentation to the City Council, and I look forward every year to this evening. A little anticipation, a little nerves, but appreciate your time. This evening, I'm going to provide an overview for our viewing audience of who we are and what our main purpose is as the Destination Marketing Organization for Burnsville. So we are a DMO, Destination Marketing Organization or Management Organization. We were established in 1987 as a not-for-profit corporation. We're funded almost entirely by state lodging tax, room tax that's paid by guests that stay overnight in our hotel motels. We do receive additional funding from Explore Minnesota Tourism grants, and our goal is to market and promote Burnsville as a preferred visitor destination, and we currently have 2 full-time staff and 1 part-time staff. We are governed by a board of directors, which includes 9 members, 2 of which are here this evening. Dan McElroy, thank you very much, and then Councilmember Gustafson, thank you. And there's a list of our board members. I won't go through all of them, but it's a good representation of our hospitality and our business sector. We do have articles of incorporation and in agreement with the city of Burnsville, and we do have bylaws that we've amended in 2019 and are looking to do a couple more changes before the end of this year. I'm going to touch on a couple of items with the agreement with the city of Burnsville. The agreement that we currently are under originated in 2007 and then was amended in 2013. The agreement renews on an automatic basis on a calendar year unless there's any amendments by either party of the agreement, and the agreement's between the city and our board of directors. I'm going to highlight a couple of the sections out of the agreement, which includes scope of services, our organizational goals, marketing and budget, fiscal, and our representation from the city on our board of directors. Excuse me. The scope of service and mission. So per section 2.1 of the city agreement, our broad goal is to provide promotional services designated to attract visitors to our community that wouldn't otherwise know and or visit our destination. Our mission as Experience Burnsville is to enhance the community by increasing the volume and spending of visitors in Burnsville through promotion, marketing, and advocating for destination development. Continuation of section 2, there's highlighted items in that section that I wanted to cover, which includes our promotional services. We have a comprehensive website that's related to hospitality and hospitality businesses and events, as well as our activities, which include but aren't limited to social media, advertising and marketing campaigns, as well as we do some sweepstakes. We also distribute promotional material. When I started about 13 years ago, we had a print visitor guide. So since the origination of the 2007 agreement, our scope of service has changed a little bit as we don't print as much as we had originally done. So right now we print and distribute 10,000 coupon booklets. And we also have an online coupon book as well. We assist meeting planners and visitors with their needs before, during, and after their visit to Burnsville. We showcase Burnsville at industry conferences and events. We highlight Burnsville within travel-related organizations, and we are working on informational programs for our stakeholders. This year we held our inaugural, if you will, social media workshop with one of our vendors, 26 Digital, and that was a great success. And we're bringing 26 Digital back during the first quarter to provide another seminar. Section 3 of the city agreement, our organization goals, marketing, and budget. We submit our next year's goals, marketing plan, and budget to the city council by November 15th of each year, here this evening. Again, we're a 501c6 not-for-profit corporation, and then we provide our meeting agenda and minutes to the city clerk's office following the review and approval of our board of directors. We are currently meeting every other month, which is new for 2019. We were meeting on a monthly basis as a board of directors and as an executive committee, but we've gone to every other month for those meetings now. And it seems to be working out well, according to our board of directors. And section 5, fiscal, on a monthly basis, we reconcile our finances both internally, and we also have a CPA that reconciles them for us as well. And then we submit those to Kelly Stry, and I believe I have her title incorrect. I have CFO, but I believe it's Director of Financial Services or something close like that.
Close enough.
Okay. We have an outside agency, CPA, that provides and prepares an annual audit for us on an annual basis. And again, that's reviewed by our board of directors and adopted, as well as it's submitted to Kelly Stry and her team for their review and submission to city council. And per the agreement, we are to secure a minimum of $50,000 in fidelity bonds to cover any of our officers and staff that deal with finances. And section number 6 is city representation on the board. The city council, you appoint 2 voting members to our board of directors, a staff member and a city council member, and the city appointees serve at the pleasure of the council, and they are not subject to our term limits. We do have term limits for the remainder of our board of directors. And in 2019, some of our deliverables include an enhanced brand and logo and our messaging. We're now local flavor, local flair, Experience Burnsville, with an emphasis still on our hashtags MyBurnsville and including local flavor, local flair into our marketing and promotion. And then some of our engagement and activity strategies include, but aren't limited to, our coupon book, our social media, which includes Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and YouTube. We represent Burnsville, the destination at Associations North, Destination International, Explore Minnesota Tourism, the Minnesota Association of CVBs, the Metro Tourism Committee, Minneapolis South, which is a partnership between Burnsville, Eagan, and Lakeville, Tour Minnesota Association, and U.S. Travel Association. We're big into acronyms. So those are just a few of the organizations that myself and my staff are members of and attend different educational opportunities throughout the year. We also are doing, we're big into our email campaigns, our e-newsletter, and we do retargeting, geofencing, native ads, we run sweepstakes, and we do hashtag promotions. I had mentioned earlier our workshop that we did with 26 Digital, and we also have ongoing coaching and training for staff on a monthly basis with 26 so that we are all up on the latest trends for destination marketing. We've done 10 photo shoots to date with our photographer, and that doesn't include any of the offshoots that we do as staff with our iPhones. And we have another photo shoot scheduled in November with Sherry, the photographer. We've done 12 in-house videos and 4 partner videos that we've worked with our company Storyteller Media to produce 4 My Burnsville videos. And it's great to have Bree Meyer from BCTV as a part-time staff person with us as well. So she's very good at video. And so we take advantage of her, her knowledge and what she brings to the table there. And then we are working, as I said last year, on a new website when I was here, and that should launch in the next week or so. I was hoping to have the site up live for you this evening, but we are working on a couple things, so fingers crossed it will all be up by the end of next week. In addition, I wanted to share some of the results that we have from our different engagement. For our website, we have close to 60,000 new users to our site as of October 31st, and that's a 9% increase over where we were at a year ago this time. We have close to, or a little over 67,000 sessions, so that's new people that have come and that they, new visitors to our website. That's a 2% increase. And this is always an interesting statistic, but 68% of our traffic to our website is done via mobile, via cell phone or a tablet. So it's very important for us to have a nice responsive website for our visitors. Daily, we update our website, the different business listings and calendar of events. Again, our videos that we've produced. We've also written and produced 12 blogs for our website. Content is king, so we like to tell our story, and we're doing that through our blogs and our content campaigns. And we're also operating within our budget that was approved by our board of directors and city council last year. And again, the website to launch in the 4th quarter. Some results from our social media. We have over 4,000 likes on our Facebook page. That represents a 24% increase over last year at this time. Instagram, we have a 64% increase. So we broke the 1,000 mark a couple of weeks ago, so we're very excited about that. In the last 90 days, we've had over 13,000 impressions to our Pinterest page. We've had 8,000 impressions to our YouTube page, 12 blogs, and then we're really close to hitting 8,000 subscribers to our Constant Contact. That's our e-newsletter that we're currently doing on a every other month basis, and in 2020 we will be doing a monthly newsletter. Looking ahead, our board of directors held their strategic planning session in June of this year at Buck Hill. We had a great day where we reviewed this year's goals and objectives, and then they spent a great deal of time at reviewing every goal and the objective and narrowed it down to 3 primary goals for our organization to focus on in 2020, and they are to advocate for destination enhancing developments, enhancing awareness, appreciation, and support for the visitor, for Experience Burnsville and the visitor economy. And the 3rd goal is to increase Experience Burnsville's capacity to enhance the impact of the visitor economy through our strategic and our marketing initiatives. Looking ahead, in your background, you received a copy of our 2020 budget, which was reviewed and approved by our board of directors. And you'll see that, as in past years, we've done a conservative budget as it relates to our income and our spending. We've again included a fund balance that we're working to invest down and make some purchases, whether it be marketing or capital improvements. We continue to enhance our website, our new website, and then drive traffic awareness and engagement to that. That is our bread and butter. That is our visitor guide that we no longer print. So everything we do, the purpose, the end goal is to drive traffic to our website because that's where we best tell our story. We're going to continue to build our content, our blogs, our digital strategies, our social strategies, our photography, and our videography. And then we're going to continue to represent Burnsville as the preferred visitor destination, especially in the South Metro. We have some key assets that really differentiate us from other communities: the Ames Center, Buck Hill, Burnsville Center, the 42 corridor, and all the redevelopment opportunities that we have. And then we are going to look to create a hospitality roundtable. We've historically held meetings with our hotel general managers. As you know, we have 8 hotel motels right now, so a small audience. So we thought how best to engage our hospitality community and not just limit it to hotels, but we're going to be reaching out to hotels, motels, our retail, and our restaurants and attractions in Burnsville and in the region that we promote, to get them all around the same table having conversations. And then hopefully we'll be able to provide education, be it through Hospitality Minnesota or Explore Minnesota Tourism, even Brian Mattson with 26 Digital, so that they can all learn what we're doing, one, to promote their business, but then the more they are able to promote their own business, the better we're able to tell their story to potential visitors. And then in closing, before I stand for questions, a friend of ours in tourism and who we've brought to meet several of our board members, Maura Gash. She's the president and CEO of Visit Irving, Texas. She's a dynamite. She's the person that you want to be in destination marketing. But she has a great quote that she shared with all of us at our international conference a handful of years ago. But I thought it was fitting for this evening and for Burnsville as we look to redevelop, is that if you build a place where people want to visit, you will build a place where people want to live. If you build a place where people want to live, you'll build a place where people want to work. If you build a place where people want to work, you will build a place where business has to be. And if you build a place where business has to be, we will get back to building a place where people have to visit. And with that, I will stand for questions.
Thank you. Very well done. Questions for Ms. Burrow? Yes, Councilmember
I
Workman.
have one quick question.
Yes.
On the coupon books, are you tracking the usage of those with the businesses that are involved?
Good question, Councilmember Workman and members of the council. We do try to collect the redemptions that businesses have. Not everyone tracks the redemptions, and then so it's a bit of a challenge. So I'm happy to talk with you further on that if you have any recommendations, but we're up to close to 30 different businesses that advertise in our coupon book, and a lot of them have an online presence. And what we hear from the businesses is that they just don't have the time, or the coupons get misplaced, or so it's hard to get an exact number on it. But we are in the process of renewing the coupons for the 2020 book. And we do, people are very open with us, and they say, yes, we get a lot of redemptions, especially during this season or this month. And if they don't get the redemptions, they usually don't renew, but most of them do renew with us.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Schultz.
So when you go back to those 3 goals that you came up to at your strategic meeting that you had in June, could you explain to me what those 3 goals actually mean?
Sure. Do you want, like what the objectives are, or?
Yes, like I read the words, but I am unclear of what they mean when put together.
When put together, sure, definitely. Let me just flip to that page. So advocate, goal number 1, advocate for destination enhancing development. So that is if an applicant were to come before the city council that is a hospitality or tourism development or redevelopment, we would want to be supportive of that, of the business and or of city council through our actions, whether it be the city staff reaching out to us to ask for our support in a proclamation or in a supporting statement. That would be goal number 1.
Okay.
Goal number 2, enhance the awareness, appreciation, and support of Experience Burnsville and the visitor economy. So that is all of us, staff, the 3 of us, and our board members, 9 board members, sharing what it is we do as an organization, as a corporation, with people in the community, different organizations, be it Rotary, the Chamber of Commerce, that type of organization, or us sharing news within our Facebook page and our Instagram. We do have a lot of local followers, which is really great for that community engagement point. So it's just continuing to enhance that and share what tourism means to the community. And then goal number 3, increase Experience Burnsville capacity to enhance the impact of the visitor economy. So the more opportunity that we're able to demonstrate to the potential visitor, let's say they might be coming here for business and staying 2 nights, and then if they saw on our event calendar that fire muster was happening or international festival, perhaps they'd extend their visit through the weekend and possibly bring their family or friends with them to meet up with them. So to enhance the economy, so not just to come, stay one night, maybe have dinner at one of our local restaurants and then leave, but then give them an opportunity to be able to say yes to stay an extra day.
Okay, and so how do you do that? Like, I like that,
Yeah.
but how do you accomplish that?
Through our marketing and our advertising initiatives and having our comprehensive website. So on our website, we have our different blogs or different articles that talk about, Girls Weekend in Burnsville, Minnesota. And it talks about the different shops that we have, the different places they could go eat, the different places they could go get their nails done, different sporting activities that they might want to go to. That's just an example. Does that answer the question? Or?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, that absolutely does.
A lot of it is content driven, and then, so when we do a blog, we write the blog, we put the blog on our website, and then we have a campaign that goes behind that, a paid advertising campaign. So we share the blog on our Facebook page, and that's a paid ad, if you will. Then we also do it with Twitter, and if there's a video that we've created that would make sense to put it, to include it in the blog. Take Buck Hill, for example. Buck Hill is a year-round destination. We have a video that talks about, that's all just Buck Hill focused, about what you can do year-round, be it summer on the Nevaplass or winter skiing, boarding, tubing. We include that blog, or that video, I'm sorry. So everything intertwines with one another, and then we share it via our different social media platforms. Pinterest, for example, we have all of our blogs in different boards on Pinterest. So it's all intertwined, driving back to the website, the traffic back to the website.
Okay. And if I may, so
Please.
how do you get more new people to market to, such as like for your constant contact e-newsletter, that type of thing? How are you finding more people to market to?
Okay, Councilmember Schultz, members of the council, we have a strategy behind everything that we do. So if we write a blog on Buck Hill, we'll take Buck Hill again, we target different audiences. And it's become, it's definitely different, the way we market and advertise, than what it was in 2006 when I started, because we were all about print, we were all about our 1-800 number. Now someone stopped by our office today and they said, does your phone ever ring? And we kind of chuckled because our phone really doesn't ring, especially on our 800 number anymore, because everything we do is we drive it to burnsvillemn.com. We don't advertise our 800 number anymore because people aren't calling and they want the quick answer. So for our Facebook, we're able to target what age group we want, if it's male or female, or we want to target everyone. If we want to target an outdoor enthusiast that likes skiing, snowboarding, likes Mexican food because of Black Diamond, that tie-in. So we really drill it down. We also have, based on our social media audit that we did a couple of years ago, we have, based on our Google Analytics and our Facebook and our Instagram profiles, we're able to see who our top markets are that use our pages, and then we know the top markets that we want to attract. So we do get, like I said, a lot of local traffic, which is great for the community engagement and visibility piece. The likelihood that they're maybe staying overnight in our hotel is probably not as great as someone traveling from Duluth. So we have a target market, a primary and a secondary audience that we target through paid advertising. And we do that not only with social media, but we do that with our digital, and we do that with our sweepstakes that we run. So it's across the board that we're targeting.
Okay, those are my questions. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate looking at the strategic plan and all that you have done. It was very clear when you put the tactics in place of how you address each of the goals, so that was good. And then I look back at the budget and how you're spending money and more into the digital and social media that you concentrate on, which is what you need to do if you're going to market this destination. So appreciate that you also know what you're doing with regard to the target markets, whether that's athletes who are coming here with regard to the summer tournaments and so forth, and those folks. So thank you. It was very well done. Great presentation, having all of the your strategic plan, your marketing plan, and the budget all in place. So appreciate all of that.
Thank you.
So members of the council, any other questions for Ms. Burrell? If not, a motion to approve the Experience Burnsville organization goals, marketing plan, and budget is in order.
Move to approve.
Second.
Councilmember Gustafson makes the motion, second by Councilmember Keeley. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries.
Thank you.
You very much, and thank you, Mr. McElroy, for being here. Former Mayor McElroy, thank you for being here and supporting the work of Experience Burnsville. Appreciate that.
Pleased to do it, Mayor.
Yeah. And members of the council, there are no other items to come before us this evening, and a motion to adjourn is in order.
Move to adjourn.
Councilmember Keeley makes the motion, second by Councilmember Workman. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and a motion carries. Good night, and thank you for being with us.